In July of 2019, 25-year-old Thomas Lebaniek told the public that he was hired to transcribe private Siri message requests without the user's consent or knowledge. Lebaniek explained all of this in an email he eventually sent to the European Union, and he wasn't working for Apple. He was working for a third party that was hired by Apple to transcribe these private messages. As expected, lawsuits arose from this information, and Apple quickly changed course. They created an in-house department for analyzing such data and gave users an option to opt out. On February 10, 2021, Judge Jeffrey Wright of Oakland, California, tossed out the headlining case, ruling that the accusation didn't have enough evidence. Similar cases have been reported relating to the Amazon Echo, Google Home, and Microsoft Cortana products. Ah, yes, the digital world. What a lovely, useful, dangerous, and manipulative place. Wouldn't it be nice if every primary online company would handle its users' data, time, money, and business responsibly? Though it's a complex, long-term issue ingrained into our society, the purpose of my speech is to leave you, my audience, more well-informed, maybe even inspired to encourage legal change, and adjust a few privacy settings here and there along the way. Though I haven't had first-hand experience working on any of these products, I have kept my ear to the ground relating to all of these issues over the past few years, and I have come to my own conclusion. The United States should require internet-based companies to be transparent about data collection, data analysis, software information, and intentional internet censorship. I know this sounds like a lot, but a lot of these topics boil down to one common theme: corporate greed in a biased and relatively unregulated system. I know I just lost a few of you there. The internet is not just an evil, insecure place trying to spy on and take advantage of its users, like my grandparents would like me to believe. Access to digital connection, at least for me personally, has given me the opportunity to stay connected with people I would have quickly forgotten otherwise. I couldn't have sustained a close friendship with a close friend who moved to Tennessee halfway through my high school if it wasn't for this type of communication. And it's these types of communications that I see as beautiful. What I'm doing here is not an attempt to remove all credibility and respect from these internet companies, but more to inspire both caution and demand for change, to promote more of these wholesome opportunities of connection and credible learning, rather than the harmful things that are going on today. In order to move forwards and try to achieve an effective solution, it is important to identify the issues of the system. The first issue I'd like to discuss today is that of secretive data collection and analysis. The example I led with about Apple's whistleblower is one of many cases of a whistleblower bringing attention to a vast privacy issue. I'm sure everyone's heard of Edward Snowden, a whistleblower bringing attention to the United States' NSA's collection and storage of private data from users all around the world. The United States should introduce a more concrete legislature that clearly sets rules not only for themselves, but for the collection habits of private companies that I mentioned earlier. I believe they should also offer for all collected information to be viewed and deleted by all of their respective customers or citizens, as well as see where their private information is going. This would not only begin a long needed path towards trust in these organizations, but would allow private customers and citizens to make more informed decisions about who they can and should trust with their business. Another issue involving the deception of customers to further corporate greed can be found hidden within the software downloaded onto popular mobile hardware. In an attempt to increase the disposability of iPhones, Apple decided to slowly add throttling to older Apple products through software updates that slowly rendered them useless. Despite being caught red-handed, Apple deflected, claiming that they were only throttling processor power to increase the longevity of the battery of older iPhones. The problem with this was that Apple not only opted out of mentioning this to its customers through the updates, but Apple also did not provide an option to restore the advertised processing power speed after the battery of an older phone was replaced entirely, which shows their true motives. Though Apple took a $500 million settlement to drop the case, this is still a relevant and timely issue. The problem with this claim is that it's impossible to prove and back up with any evidence until it's too late. Forcing corporations to be more upfront with all of its hardware modifications, as well as adding a comprehensible summary of legal agreements, could help prevent more issues like this from arising. Digital hardware is not the only medium susceptible to invisible throttling and manipulation. A vast majority of internet service providers, such as AT&T and Comcast, have admitted to intentionally throttling internet connection based on user information, location, website location, device geographical location, and other individual user data. They usually do this either for the highest bidder or for their own corporate interests, and this is a legal activity. Internet service providers should be required to offer equal internet connection regardless of any fact or statistic about a customer, device, website, or geographical location. This general idea is known under the umbrella term of net neutrality and is commonly debated on talk shows like Last Week Tonight and other popular media to gain backing and spread understanding. For example, according to the National Conference of State Legislatures, the Save Net Neutrality Act of 2017 was given to a subcommittee and is yet to advance, even to this day. According to a variety of sources, Congress accepted $101 million in donations from internet service providers in 2017, the same year as the act. What convenient timing. As you can see, there's a vast amount of corporations that cheat customers and citizens out of the truth behind their online digital services. Companies such as Amazon, Google, and Netflix receive mind-boggling annual tax exemptions, which further demonstrates how much control they have over our government systems. Though this problem is intimidatingly massive and ingrained, it can be stopped. If you agree with me or don't agree with me about any of the issues I've mentioned, feel free to do your own research and sign your own petitions and encourage legal action that you agree with. Thank you for your time, and I hope this inspired you to be a bit more cautious when trusting online commerce.